Hello everyone, this is Harshni J from class 11A. Today we are going to discuss about phylum Porifera, which is presented inside kingdom Animalia. So, what is kingdom Animalia? Kingdom Animalia is the classification of animals based on their characteristic features. It is divided into Porifera, Nidaria, Ctenophora, Plantelminths, Esculminths, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Hemichordata, and Chordata. So it is important to learn some basic features as well as some peculiar features to get a better overview about this. So now let's get started. As we are going to discuss about phylum Porifera, we are out to know what is phylum, isn't it? Yes. Phylum means a group into which animals or plants are divided, smaller than a kingdom and larger than a class. Non-chordates, invertebrata, animals without backbone. Phylum Porifera. In Latin term, porus means pore and feri means to bear. These pore-bearing animals are commonly called sponges. So, what is pore-bearing animals? Normally in animals, they present a small holes or opening in their body through which they can pass the sweat outside of the body, and this is called as sponges. They are aquatic, mostly marine, asymmetrical, and a few species live in fresh water. So, these organisms live in water, seawater, and freshwater, and they are asymmetrical, which means we cannot cut them into equal halves and they are lopsided. They are primitive, multicellular, sessile animals with cellular level of organization in which the cells are loosely arranged. So, they are primitive, which means they are ancient animals and consist of massive amount of cell in their body, and these are sessile animals, which means immovable animals, that means they are attached or fixed in a place. These organisms have loosely arranged cell presented inside the cellular level of organization. They are radially symmetrical or asymmetrical animals. In case of round shape, these organisms can be divided into two halves. One is oral side and the other one is aboral side. In some cases, it can be also asymmetrical as we cannot divide them into equal halves. So here, in this picture, you can see a round organism. It is divided into two types, that is oral and aboral side, as I said already. Cycle wheels is another example of radially symmetrical. In this picture, you can see an asymmetrical organism. We cannot cut this organism into equal halves as it is disfigured. They possess a water transport system or canal system where water enters through minute pores called ostia lining the body wall, through which the water enters into a central cavity, sponge cell, and goes out through osculum. So here the water enters into the pore of specific organism called ostia by creating a lining in the body wall which allows the water to get entered into the spongocele, that is central cavity, and moves out through osculum. This is called as water transport system or canal system. This water transport system is helpful in food gathering, circulation, respiration, and removal of waste. So, this canal system or water transport system is used to store foods, to remove unwanted things, to rely on keeping up a constant water flow through their body to obtain food and oxygen, as these sponges have avascular circulation. Choanocytes or collar cell or special flagellated cells lining the spongocele and the canals. So, choanocytes are special flagellated cell. What is flagellated cell? Flagellated cell in the sense they helps in the migration of these choanocytes. It is presented around body cavity, that is our spongocele and the canals. So, in this picture you can see our choanocyte is presented around the spongocele and canals. The body is supported by a skeleton made up of calcareous and siliceous spicules or spongin or both. So, we all know that our human body is structured with the help of skeleton. Likewise, our sponges also have a skeleton to give them protection and support. It is made up of calcareous spicules, which is the crystal form of calcium carbonate, and siliceous spicule, which is composed of silicic acid, or it is made up of both the substances. Nutrition is holozoic and intracellular. So, the nutrition presented in this is holozoic, which means holo means whole and zoic means animals, which is a heterotropic type of nutrition. Most of the animals exhibit this kind of nutrition. We all know that protein is broken into amino acid, hence these animals also take in complex substance and convert it into simpler forms. Intracellular. Intracellular means the animal which do not have digestion tract and depends on body cell for its digestion. All sponges are hermaphrodites, that is, the ova and sperm are produced by same individual. The sponges present in phylum Porifera are hermaphrodite. It means that they have both male and female sexual organs or characteristic of same individual. They also reproduce asexually by fragmentation or gemmule formation and sexually by the formation of gametes. So here, asexual reproduction also takes place by fragmentation. It means breakdown of old sponge and development of new sponge, or gemmule formation. It means formation of embryonic cells, which helps the sponges to survive even in harsh environmental condition. Sexual reproduction takes place by the formation of gametes or reproductive cell, that is ova and sperm. Development is indirect with different type of larval stages such as parenchyma and amphiblastula. That means at the beginning, stage development is indirect with certain type of larval stage of development such as parenchyma and amphiblastula. So now let us see some examples. Cycon or Cypha, it is a genus of calcareous sponge and it has a length of about 7.5 cm. Spongilla or freshwater sponge. It is a genus of freshwater sponge and it has a length of about 10 to 15 mm. Euspongia or both sponge. It is a genus of marine sponge and it has a length of about 35 cm. Euplectilla or Venus flower basket. It has a length of about 7.5 cm. So, this is all about phylum Porifera. Hope you get a clear idea about this. Thanks for your attention for my presentation.